Hello, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. I hope you guys are well today. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. Y'all have some fun today. Hmm, let's see. We're going to do an all signs reading all about your abundance. And as we know, abundance is more than just money, right? Abundance is an experience. If I can put it in my own words, it's an experience that I get to have. And it's not excluded to any one thing. Like I said, it's not just money. Abundance can be in any way that we're able to experience life. You can experience abundance in that way. So it could be spiritual, it could be financial, it could be mental, emotional, right? It could be physical, right? In any way that you can experience life, you're able to experience abundance in that way. And so today I wanted to take a moment and tap into that energy in case you're wondering what abundance looks like for you. Let's take a look here. And as y'all know, I like to delve into the signs by elements. And because this is fire sign season, we'll start with the fire signs. We're still in Sagittarius season. Happy birthday, Saggy. I hope you guys have enjoyed your birthday thoroughly. You deserve it. So we're going to start with Saggy. I'm using a few different decks here. I will be using my Divine Abundance deck. I will also be using a new deck that I got. It's called Holy Wow Money by Serena Hicks. This is my first time using this, and so I'm excited to use this. And again, it's all about, it's just not just about money, but it's, many different ways that we view the abundance. We're using the Clarity Tarot. And then I also may pull out my Rainbow Paper just to see if I need to get a little bit more specific for you. I may use any or all of those decks, okay? And so we're going to start off with Sagittarius. I don't really intend to be doing like elaborate long readings. I just want to dabble in and see what the energy is as it pertains to your abundance, okay? Like, comment, subscribe. Where's my manners? My name is Leticia, and welcome to Blood Moon Oracle channel, okay? And so let's see. Let's get started. Saggy, how are you doing today? Okay, Sagittarius, let's take a look. So the abundance concerning Sagittarius right now at this moment. Okay. Yeah. I have a couple of cards. One says acceptance changes things because acceptance changed me. I am right on time all the time. I have impeccable timing. And so right now, when it comes to your abundance, there could have been things that you have recently gone through, or maybe just consistently learning this lesson that not fighting your situation allows for things to flow more easily. Something about radical acceptance for you. You may be someone who absolutely believes in just allowing things to be. Like there's something about you learning about that, like not fighting a situation improves it for you. And you may have submitted to some type of financial situation or spiritual situation concerning your abundance that not only has changed your situation, but it actually caused a change in you, some type of transformation that allows you to just be really accepting of whatever happens in any moment. I'm right on time all the time. I have impeccable timing, and it has less to do with you and more to do with you are submitting to the divine time of spirit, not finding yourself in this mode where you're trying to make things happen the way that you want them or in your timing. Let's see what else comes out for you. That's a beautiful lesson, Sagittarius. I'm telling you. So we're going to take a look at a little bit more about your abundance and how you're operating in that right now. If you're liking the reading, hit the like button for me, please. It does help for the message to get out there, okay? There may be somebody that needs to hear it. So thank you in advance. We have the Five of Cups for you, the High Priestess, excuse me, another Five of Swords, fives, and then Lovers. So I feel like there's some major changes, major lessons that are happening. Definitely changes happening for you right now with the fives coming out. And then the two major arcana lets me know that there are some major shifts that could be happening for you as it pertains to your abundance. Like I said, like there's major lessons that you could be learning and grasping onto right now about you not having to feel like you're in control of everything, right? Emotionally, I feel like you could be learning lessons around not allowing yourself to be led by your emotions when it comes to like how you deal with things. An example would be when you're feeling stressed out, not to go and do like, you know, you go out and do like stress shopping. And that there may be a sense of feeling powerful in that way for you. I feel like you could be learning lessons around that, not looking to outside of yourself to material things to fulfill what needs to be filled inwardly. This comes through as an emotional card. And so you could be like really learning valuable lessons about being in control emotionally as it pertains to like your money specifically, or your sense of power and your sense of security as well. I feel like right now you could be learning lessons around that. The High Priestess comes out as well. Now, the High Priestess, I feel like there's some type of insight that you have. There's like some type of advantage of something that you know. I don't know if you've been given like some type of practical secret tips that will help you to get ahead. I feel like you have some deep understanding that allows you, or maybe you have just received this, some deep understanding that has allowed you to disconnect emotionally and practically and look at it might be like some level of information or knowing that you've received through your connection with spirit that allows you to kind of step outside of the matrix and operate on a higher level, right? There's some deep level of understanding that you have, and it could be around the energy of money, right? Or the energy of abundance and acquiring the things that you feel like you need. There's something that you could be implementing or starting to practice in that understanding. I also have the Five of Swords as well. I do feel like there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of inner conflict. There could be outer conflict as well around your abundance. And so if this is not inner conflict that you're dealing with right now, this could be how someone else is interacting with your abundance. And it could come across as, you know, someone trying to stop what it is that you're doing or keep you in like a low frequency level so that you're not able to rise energetically into a higher level of abundance. This is like some type of interference that someone wants to cause that may impact you on some type of level, or that's their plan, to impact you on some type of level, to make you feel, you know, shaken, to make you feel unbalanced and go into this energetic state where you go out and just spend impulsively and not really look long term. It's almost like just a distraction from what it is that you should be focused on. Practically, I feel like there's some interference or there's some level of warfare around your abundance for some reason, Sagittarius. And this could be someone else trying to intervene that has nothing to do like with your abundance. Someone may not want you to be as abundant as you can be. And that could be, you know, someone that you know, and it doesn't have to be, it could be someone that you don't know. Lastly, we have the Lovers, which is all about high level decisions, being very grounded and balanced. Being able, right now, I feel like you have some ability, right, to make, I feel like you're very balanced and grounded right now And that gives you the ability to really make very balanced decisions when it comes to your resources or even opportunities to bring in more resources. I feel like you are someone who believes in um, being open to collaborate, possibly allowing for what it is that you have to be shared. Like it feels like you're very generous, Sagittarius. And it may be the fact that you understand the laws of karma. You understand the laws of give and take and reciprocation, how if you give, you'll never, be wanting. But there's other, principles around that need to be coupled with that. But it feels like you have that general understanding. Let's find out a little more. What else about Sagittarius for their abundance right now? I'm pulling from my Kipper deck. Woo. Woo woo. All right. So it looks really good. What I got from the Kipper is good outcome, main character, feminine and masculine. So you could be a woman, be a man, or you could identify as one of these. The person that you're dealing with could be the opposite sex. I also have rich girl and hope great water. Okay. I have to go check on my food. I'm cooking. So whatever it is that you are working on right now, or whatever situation you're in, Sagittarius, it will end well. I feel like you could be collaborating with someone. Hope great water gives me that energy. Like there's some type of collaboration that you could be in that has a lot of potential. You could already be abundant with rich girl. And if you're not a girl, you could be dealing with someone who is very abundant already, who brings very good energy to any situation. Yeah. And so your abundance looks really good. And I feel like you are right now, like I said, emotionally, you're working on how you feel like when it comes to working with your emotions and not allowing that to push you into like impulsivity, right? You're working on leveling your emotions. And I feel like this could be something that you've already really learned and mastered, right? This is something significant about this. Maybe Spirit is just saying you already know, like, don't go back. Because there is some level of pressure here with the Five of Swords. I feel like that may be just a reminder not to go back to the lessons you've already learned around how to deal through emotional moments or things that frustrate you, not to lead you to a place of instability. I feel like Spirit definitely wants you to be focused and plan for the future, which requires you not only to think for right now or the next moment, but think and look long term. Yeah, your path. So the last two oracle cards I got for you is letting go in your path. And so letting go lets me know that there could definitely be things that are trying to stress you out right now, Sagittarius. I'm going to be really real, like especially things that are out of your control. But again, the very first message was acceptance changes everything, because acceptance changes me. That lets you know you don't need to try to control it. Spirit has it, right? Your job is to submit in the moment to the divine plan, right? And so whatever this is, you can release it. Spirit says, I have it. Don't even worry about it. Spirit may be letting you know that right now. Just chill. Go get you a cup of tea. Sit down and have some crumpets, Sagittarius. Because this is all about, the divine plan around you. Your path comes out, which says that you have a firm trust in where you're going and that everything that you need will be provided when it's needed in time, right? I'm right on time all the time. I have impeccable timing, right? Everything that you need, directions, resources, fulfillment, is going to be given when you need it. And I feel like if you have not already, maybe just ask whoever you look to for spiritual guidance, for that type of support, for that type of confirmation that you can trust that there is a plan to what is happening right now. It looks good to me. That's the crazy part. Sometimes we could be having the very best days of our lives and we still worried and anxious. And Spirit is saying, let it go. I got it. Your abundance is secure. Okay. Let it go. That's what I have for you, Saggy. That's beautiful. Again, this is a general read. If you would like a personal reading, I am open for appointments. Go ahead and email me. I'll put my email down in the comment section, not the comment section, in the description box, right? You could always email me and let me know. Sagittarius, take care. All right. And happy birthday. Aries, hello. Welcome, Aries. We're taking a look at your abundance right now. And as I explained at the beginning of the video, it's not just about money. This is about every area of your life where you can experience overflow, right? Where you can experience fulfillment. However you're able to experience life, you can experience abundance in that way. And so we're going to take a look and see what that looks like for you right now. I'm using about 4 different decks. Let's start. I hope you are well, Aries. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. What is the energy beginning messages for Aries? Beginning messages for Aries. Okay, 3 cards came out. The first one says, I am worthy of the highest levels of support. Okay. The second one says, no money is ever lost, no time is ever lost, no love is ever lost. What truly matters can never be lost. Okay. And then the third message is, the more I open up to life, the more it opens up to me. So right now, Aries, when it comes to your abundance, there is some energy where you are needing to realize that sometimes it is how we think of a situation that produces results. When we think of, the levels of energy that we pull to us is in direct correlation to how we feel about that energy or that situation. So I don't know if there's someone that might be a little bit concerned or a little struggling, a little bit challenged with support, right? But Spirit wants you to know that, yeah, you are worthy of the highest levels of support. So you may be entering into a season where you're going to receive a massive amount of support, more support than you realized you had, right? It's all about understanding that it's already yours, right? There's nothing really that you need to do. It's all about how you see yourself in that situation. There's also something here about understanding that what's yours is yours. No one can take it. It can never be lost. If it's yours and it belongs to you, it's not going anywhere. So there's no need. This could be around hoarding or wanting to keep something or someone to yourself. But Spirit is saying the things that truly, truly make a difference, that truly are significant, you can't lose those things. People will come and go, of course. Money will come and go. Time, it comes and goes, but the things that are really, really valuable, irreplaceable, cannot be lost. And so this may be a time where Spirit wants you to focus on those things. If you're trying to hold on to someone or something, and the more you try to hold on to it, the more it slips through your fingers. Maybe that's not something that is aligned, It's something that you could be learning lessons around what is truly important. There's also the energy here about being vulnerable. And in being vulnerable, there's possibly something that's going to be revealed to you through your ability to be vulnerable. Okay. You may experience something that grows in a way that you had not expected. When you open up about it, you're going to receive more than you anticipated. And when you release it, I hear Spirit saying you're going to receive back more than what was anticipated to begin with. Okay. So let's take a little bit of a closer look here for Aries. The abundance for Aries. Please and thank you, Spirit. All right. All right. And so let's see here. So we have the a few cards that came out for you, Aries. The Moon, High Priestess, the Eight of Pentacles and Seven of Wands, and then the 10 of Wands and the King of Cups in reverse. So first of all, I feel like right now, with the Moon and the High Priestess coming out, things may seem like very ethereal for you, like unreal, or you're trying to grasp something. Or you could also be working on something intuitively. You're trying to intuit and understand something. This could be a very emotional time for you for some reason. And I don't know if that's emotion because you're just like in disbelief of the abundance that is available to you, or it's an emotional time because there's something you're trying to understand. And it's not immediately graspable for you. And you may be questioning something and really trying to tap in to get the answer. This could be concerning work or something that you're working on, some type of project or side job. There's something about it that you're just trying to understand something, right? Either something is going really good to the point where it just drives you into this emotional exuberance, or there's something that is perplexing to you and you're not understanding why, what the missing piece is, why it's not unfolding, or maybe why certain things keep slipping through your fingers. It's almost like you almost get it and then you just barely miss it. That's how you're feeling. Also, the High Priestess comes out too. And it almost feels like there's something that you're missing that you already know. This may be you needing to sink down into your heart space to feel. I feel like you're trying to intellectually understand whatever this problem is or whatever this is, but Spirit may want you to actually sink down into your heart to kind of feel it. And there may be something that you already know intuitively, but you're like, nah, that couldn't be it. You're second guessing something here. But the answer is already there within you. You already have identified the answer. Spirit is saying, trust what you're feeling, trust what you know to be true about your situation right now. And again, this could be about work. It could also be about little side projects that you're doing. It could be about love that came up too. It could be about certain aspects of your time or your money. But there's something that's shut off to the answer. And Spirit is saying you just need to open up to it and understand that that is the answer. The High Priestess knows and doesn't exactly understand why she knows. She just knows. And so there may be a need to just believe what you're feeling deep down. If you're having some type of situation that you're not able to reconcile, I feel like you are a very hard worker. Like you work your fingers to the bone at whatever you do. And usually that is like an Aries characteristic. They're overdoers. They are high achievers. And I feel like your work has brought you lots of rewards. You have one on the way now. You may be on the brink of getting some kind of raise or some kind of respect around what it is that you do, some level of gain. I do also feel there's some need to protect either information or protect what it is that you do, hold strong boundaries. This could also be around spending habits right now. There may need to be, looking at what's happening financially so that you can secure it. right? Not spending as fast as you're gaining, right? Some people get a raise and they're like, okay, they've already spent the money before they even see it show up on their check. This might be to balance that out. Spirit may be letting you know you are going to be rewarded for what you do, but this could be an opportunity, to increase your wealth, maybe to have a greater amount that you're able to stash away and build on or invest or, so there's something about being very aware and keeping this sense of diligence with what you're doing, but balancing the gain so that it doesn't go out as fast as it's coming in. And then we have the 10 of Wands and the King of Cups in reverse. I feel like you doing a lot, Aries. The 10 of Wands says that it's many times a card of overwhelm and carrying a heavy, heavy load. I feel like you are someone who believes in hard work and is not afraid of it. However, Aries, there is a threshold to doing too much. Even if you are like the epitome of Superwoman or Superman, that doesn't mean that you should do it just because you can. Because at some point you run the risk of running yourself into the ground, and you run the risk of becoming unstable emotionally, which means that maybe you won't make the best decisions because you're not where you should be emotionally. Yeah. That is, don't feel obligated like you have to help everybody is what I'm hearing. That says nothing about your integrity around your spiritual beliefs, right? Balance is a spiritual belief, in knowing when to do and when not to do, I do really believe like we'll be guided to certain people and we'll know that we've been guided to do this thing, but that doesn't mean we take every opportunity to do and give till we're just overburdened, right? There's something about that here, and not mixing up your spiritual beliefs with overdoing. Those two are not the same thing. I could go deep into that, but I'm not going to do it. There's many scriptures that are coming up for me right now. I'm not going to do it though, because I think you get it. Let's see. If you're liking this, hit the like button. Someone may need to hear it. Please and thank you. Ooh, they're falling all over. All right. Lots of abundance coming out for you, honey. All right. So I have living room, win lots, gloomy thoughts, and high honors. So again, I do feel like your hard work is going to pay off, especially with high honors. You could be someone who is studying and about to receive some level up in your education that's going to also increase your abundance, right? Your worth. When you get a degree, it does increase your worth. Now you can ask for more, and so there's something about you about to level up because of the work that you've done. Your hard work is about to pay off, and you will be honored. You will be honored for what it is that you do. I don't know if you're worried about something. Gloomy thoughts comes out here. There's something specific that I feel like you have some concern about, or something that you haven't quite been able to resolve. Or this could be someone worried about you. But I also feel like you're in a good position. Spirit wants you to continue to move forward, because if you do, there's something waiting for you that might represent, a large win of some kind. I don't know if you play slots or if you play the lottery. Somebody's going to get real lucky here. So if you get the nudge to go play. Okay. It's in your favor. I also feel like there are those that are having discussions about you, but it's good discussions on ways that they can support you. I feel like people do see what it is that you might need, right? I'm seeing people sitting down having a discussion about you. This could be within a work office, some type of building. This could be in an apartment, in the living room. Someone's having some type of, it's like some internal, very intimate space. It could be family concerning you. Someone's having discussions about how they can better support you. And so you will get the support that you need, Aries. That too is abundance, right? Support. All right. So stop worrying about it. It's coming. What else does Aries need to know? So we have inner child in your last message, divine love, and inner power. So there's a lot about going within. There's a lot about opening up and looking within instead of looking outside of yourself. Having grace, especially in times where you feel like you didn't quite allow your best self to show up in certain situations. Going within to see why that happened, where that came from, attending to the deep needs within, and having grace on yourself. Nobody's perfect, and nobody expects you to be perfect. Understand that nobody expects you to be perfect, Aries. Okay. And so you may be able to carry the load all by yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to. I feel like Spirit wants you to recognize what must be done versus what you like to do. Those are two different things. And it may very well be the difference between you pulling the potential out of a situation and kind of not really pulling the potential out because it was spread so broadly across the playing field that you didn't get all of it out that you could have, right? There's something here about what's yours is yours. What's not yours isn't. And no matter what you do, you can never really retain that. So all the energy that you would pour into those things that were never meant to be yours is really a waste of time and a waste of resources and energy. Know the difference, Spirit is saying. And then there's something here too about your motives when you do things from a pure place, in a way where you're offering it up to your source, whatever you believe in, right? Whatever your source is. When you do that in line with kind of like a way of letting the divine know that this is in trust of what you believe would want to be done, what you believe your source would want you to do. There's a difference between doing it because you feel like you're able to do it and you just are skilled like that, or you have that kind of tenacity, right? As opposed to, this is like an offering that I'm doing in your behalf, And so I feel like Spirit is, when it comes to your abundance, there's a lot happening inwardly for you. A lot of soul work is happening inwardly. And I feel like usually that happens when things are really good, right? When things are really good, there's no better time than to test the character of our soul when things are really good. And so there's something about just making sure that you're not overthinking or not trying to, attain things that really are not maybe even meant to be. It's a waste of energy and resources and time. And then also allowing yourself to be transparent here. There's something about that coming out too. But keep doing what you're doing. Spirit is saying you will be rewarded. You've already, I feel like I'm talking to someone who's already reaped many rewards, but more are coming though. The more you allow yourself to be transparent and just be real, right? The more you attract what's yours. Because when you're not being real, you attract things that are not attracted to you, really. They're attracted to the mask that you're wearing. And so allow yourself to be real, as difficult as that may be. Even in the midst of that we're struggling with, we can only win, right? So this is about kind of like the further development of like the inner abundance, right? Your ability to really be fulfilled in what it is that you have and what you've been given. Not having to prove, not having to overdo, right? Not having to step outside of who you are. There's just something very beautiful about you being able to retreat to who you are, to the inside, and take a look at like your motives and, maybe your responses to difficult situations. That's the type of abundance that I'm seeing here. Inner abundance. With that comes everything else, though. I don't see any lack. I actually see a lot of outer abundance, but that's not the issue. I feel like for you, there's some level of development that's happening inwardly that's on the table that spirit is talking about here. But that's going to lead to more, of what it is that is yours. Stay in your authentic energy. You can only attract what's yours, right? And all those things that could be stressing you out, whatever that is that's trying to rain on your parade, they'll work themselves out. Spirit is just saying, trust me. That's what I have for you. Let me know if that resonates. Sometimes I go places in the message I don't necessarily understand, but for the one watching, you understand that more than I do. Okay. But let me know if it resonates. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. And I will see you next time, Aries. Thank you for stopping by. Blood Moon Oracle. Hello, Leo. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. We're taking a look at what abundance looks like for you right now. Using a few different decks here. Like, share, comment. If it doesn't resonate, that's fine. It may resonate for someone else. Share. Subscribe if you have not. My name is Letty. Welcome. Let's see. For Leo, what's going on for Leo, Spirit? And as we know, abundance is more than just money, right? It is. You can experience abundance in any capacity that you are experiencing life. Emotionally, physically, of course, financially, spiritually, right? Abundance is a very huge, huge concept. So let's take a look and see what comes out for you, Leo. And so the first Oracle deck says, I experience miracles daily and joyfully now. I am ready now, so I know that they are ready now too. I am irresistible now and always. So your abundance, I feel like, maybe about to increase. This has something to do with timing, time release. I'm hearing you may be about to experience something that is going to blow your mind, or something that you're expecting, but it's actually going to be more than you expect. Yeah. There's something about having been given like some kind of access by someone else or given something from someone else. This has something to do with a second person or a third party that is attracted to you, and that will something about this person that will unlock something for you. I'm hearing they have like solutions to what you need right now. So you're aligning with someone that may play a part in this miracle that you're about to experience, or some level of abundant increase, I'm hearing. Let's take a look at the tarot and see what comes out for Leo. Ooh, Leo, the abundance for Leo. Okay, so the tarot cards that came out for you were the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and then the Seven of Pentacles came out with the Page of Cups. And so, first of all, with the Knight of Cups, you could be someone who is currently investing heavily in yourself. I feel like you feel very abundant because you've been very successful, first of all, and that success has allowed you to delve into things that are very fulfilling for you. And so your success links to your fulfillment. I feel like you understand kind of what emotional abundance feels like and how to tap into that. It feels like you're very much connected to what that is for you. And being that you know what type of things will tap you into that feeling of feeling very fulfilled and emotionally abundant. You could also be someone who enjoys doing special things for others. You could have in your mind right now to do something very special for someone that you hold very near and dear to your heart. You could be out shopping or about to do something very kind for someone else. That's part of the way that you kind of spend your emotional abundance. You may be someone who loves to do and to give to others, including yourself, though. I feel a lot of self-love here for you right now. I also feel like there's something about learning new ways. I don't know if you're just now learning about concepts of abundance, but I feel like right now there's some level of understanding that's opening up to you around your abundance. It could be around understanding what that is and the fact that it's more than just money, you know, and you could be finding out other ways that you didn't know, right? That you were abundant and ways that you can feel very fulfilled within yourself. There's something about that opening up and becoming very apparent to you. And this could be around knowing what type of things to do or learning what type of things to do to add on to what you already know, or it could be changing altogether, right? For someone, this could be very nature driven. You could be someone who has learned to kind of connect with the elements. Even though you may not consider them elements, there's the idea that you have learned when I do this, and it could be something to do with nature. This is where I feel very full, and it makes me feel like I'm in overflow mode. But you may be taking it to a whole nother level and understanding why that is. There's something that some great understanding or clarity is coming in. That may actually add to a new way of doing things for you. I also see you doing a lot. You're doing a lot. And if I might say, you're doing too much, honey. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should, right? Yeah, so practically, when it comes to how you're looking at how to use your energy and your money and maybe your resources, I feel like you are maybe carrying too much. And I don't know how that would come across. Maybe carrying too much of a weight when it's in terms of, a day-to-day regimen, what you have given yourself, to do. It seems heavy to me. When I looked at the practical way that you're experiencing life right now, it is absolutely abundant, but in a way that could be heavy and tiring and burdensome. You could find yourself feeling like you wear all of the hats yourself, I'm hearing. And not that you can't do that, because I know sometimes we, and I say we because I'm guilty of it too. We want to do everything. We want to experience everything. Like when you begin to understand how precious life is, it's like, I'm not going to withhold anything, anything that can give value and fulfillment to life. I want to do it. I want to experience it. But sometimes we can pile our plates too full at any one given time. That's what it feels like. And sometimes when that happens, it becomes a disservice because then it limits us from being able to extend ourselves into the future, right? And so I also feel like you are someone who's very tenacious. You have been very committed to seeing and doing what it takes to be abundant. Like you're someone who is willing, like I said with this 10 of Wands, even so much so that you sometimes overburden or you overdo, but that's because you are committed to seeing things through and to seeing the fruit of what it is that you're seeing through and seeing the benefits. I do feel like you are someone who believes in planting seeds for the future, even if you don't get to see the benefit of them immediately. You're someone who doesn't mind, for lack of better words, putting a little something in the account that you may be able to draw on later. I'm hearing that. I do believe you're someone who understands the law of how money works. You may see money as an energy that you invest. And if you invest, then you get a return on that. That may be how you see money. You may be someone who takes on the philosophy of teaching people how to fish instead of feeding them fish. There's something about long-term, that's standing out for me, for you, Leo. You're not looking for immediate gratification. You're willing to do the work or do things that are going to be a little bit more sustaining. It's not immediate gratification that I'm feeling here, but you have the understanding of like spiritual law principles around the energy of abundance, financial abundance, physical abundance. You could be someone who's very healthy and does not spare when it comes to putting in time or work to get that done. Like you believe in the long-term goal. And you could be doing many different things. That may be your method, is putting in the work and then looking to see the outcome later and not quitting until you do. Someone who also believes in continuously up-leveling too. You may be someone that always finds yourself doing on a new venture, doing something new, finding new things that you love. That may be a very primary part of you. And life for you when it comes to your abundance is tapping into those different streams of creativity that you become aware of. Yeah. So let's see what else comes out for Leo. For Leo's abundance, what else do we need to know? So I have prison, infant, court card, and main character. So you could be a female or you could be dealing with feminine energy. There's some type of restriction that's being felt around, and I feel like it's emotional abundance with the infant coming out here. This could speak to dealing with things that coincide with your inner child, or this could be a literal child. Some restrictions arising in this situation where there's something involving the courts. I don't know if it's like a custody battle or some situation where someone is being held accountable in some way. What does this have to do with Leo's abundance? What does this have to do with Leo's abundance? Whatever it is may be about to change. There may be something coming to an end. Expectation, good gent, and change because of someone who wants to see justice done, who wants to see everything happen fairly. I feel like things may, in fact, if you are experiencing something around the courts that may be restricting, I don't know if it's restricting money or something like that, restricting something when it pertains to you. I do feel like there's going to be someone that intercedes or gives a good word on your behalf, someone that wants to see justice done and things settled fairly in this case. Yeah. And if it hasn't been that, it's about to. Things are about to change. If this is around like a custody battle or something like that, that you are not directly involved in, but it has affected you in some type of way, I do feel like things are about to change and they may in fact go in your favor. I feel like whoever is involved here is going to be someone who wants to see the right thing done. Yeah. And this may turn out to be like something that you didn't expect, right? It may turn out to be kind of like a miracle that works in your favor. Yeah. Something to do with the courts. And it could be dealing with I'm hearing a child that's like in an infant stage, maybe 1 to 6. So we have allowing, intuition, and faith. Now is the time. Spirit wants you to trust yourself. Trust what you're feeling. You may be struggling between two energies. One wants you to go and fix things or control a situation, but the other one is saying, don't. Like, it's going to be handled. There's nothing that you need to do. And I feel like Spirit is saying to trust your intuition. Trust what your heart is saying, not what your head is saying. What is your heart saying in this situation? Yeah. Spirit wants you to open up and listen from moment to moment. Be sensitive to the energy arising out of your heart from moment to moment. There's something about this situation that's going to, for whoever this is, there's something about this situation that's going to tap you in to your intuition and let you know, for whoever you are, that you are in fact intuitive. But there's a need to listen to what it is that you're hearing. There's something about radical acceptance coming out here with allowing. Whatever the situation is may in fact work out better than you could even imagine. Even if you don't see it now, sometimes we're so close up on a situation that we can't in fact see the bigger picture. And in that case, sometimes it works to our benefit to be very accepting of what's happening, especially if it's out of our control, right? Of course, we could go and make some things happen. Sometimes that will actually make the situation worse. There may be something that Spirit is wanting you to surrender to and accept. And in this moment, look inside for what is happening. What is the voice saying inside, Leo, with this situation? With things how they are right now. Not necessarily meaning that anything's wrong. There just may be some changes happening that may get a little uncomfortable. Maybe it is something that you're not meant to control. Maybe it's something that you're learning how to surrender Maybe it's something that you're learning how to hear your higher self through this process. Maybe it's something that you've intended, that you've been given to make sure that you trust in the divine, in God, in whatever your source is. Because faith came out here again, talking about miracles again. There's something here that's going to shift, and it's going to be kind of like a miracle, because I don't feel like you're meant to get involved. This is a moment to surrender because it's showing you something. Yeah, it's showing you something. And so I don't know what this is, but I mean, if it resonates, then maybe it's something to consider. I always say, use your discernment. If you have a team, consult with your team about it as well. But there's a move. There's a move that's happening right now when it pertains to you and your experience in life. And it has little to do with you, even though it has everything to do with you. It's not incumbent upon you controlling the situation or doing anything. Yeah. That's why I'm seeing this 10 of Wands. It's like doing too much or just carrying the load, the burden, feeling some level of burnout. And like I was saying, just because we can do many things and do them well, right? Doesn't mean that we should. Doesn't mean that we should. I feel like there's some energy if we allow ourselves to be spread thin like that. We're taking energy that needs to be pointed towards a specific direction to spread the energy out thinner when actually maybe the energy was meant to be directed in one particular direction instead of in many, right? But there's something here about you tapping into your inner self and listening for the direction. What is your inner self saying? That's the question. And there you find not only the peace to allow what needs to take place in this moment, but you'll also find your abundance and direction. Okay. Yeah. And if you've already gone through this and have experienced the miracle, then you know already what this is. You may even need to consistently, for a moment, stay in one place and do one thing to pull all out of that situation in that moment that's possible, right? Yeah. Spirit may be teaching you about the need to trust and have faith instead of going to do, being able to sit and trust instead of doing. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting here for your abundance. Feels like you are learning some things about yourself, maybe even about mastering the moment, trusting yourself and trusting your higher power, the divine God. This could be for someone who is definitely a hard worker and can make some things happen. The Spirit wants to show you how Spirit can make some things happen through your trust and your being open to the moment, what's happening. Okay. So that's what I have for you. That's it. All right, Leo. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Okay. Thank you for stopping by, and we will see you next time. All right, bye.